went by the name of his power, all for one. In the blink of an eye, he became the leader of villains and ruled.
Holy shit.
Ruled Japan.
Leader of villains.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my wife Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 20 of My Hero Academia, Listen Up, A Tale from the Past.
A tale from the past, what could that be?
Maybe we're going to learn more about the pro heroes that are being interned with, so we kind of like know their perspective as teachers.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm not going to say anything. If you're excited for more episodes of My Hero Academia coming twice a week now, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Sunday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, they are all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms. Are we excited for episode 20 of Season 2 of My Hero?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
I know I wasn't here long, but thanks for everything.
I don't think there's any reason for you to thank me. I wasn't around when the really big stuff happened.
Sure, but the only reason I was able to stand up against Stain at all was because of our sparring and your wise instruction. Ow!
What?
You survived, yes, but only because the hero killer let you. Well, at least you learned to channel your power.
Is he trying to like make leaving easier?
Smash, even though you
I think he's more just telling him he was an idiot.
Oh,
you learned to channel your power instead of relying on one monster smash.
Yeah,
even though
he improved.
You did still manage to get a stress fracture in your arm. I know what happened. You went well over your limit. I thought we agreed you were only supposed to use 5%. You're too impatient, and when you lose focus, you lose control too. You must always be calm and alert. I'm sure
still
you know
at that 5%.
If you're really aiming to become the greatest hero like Allmight, then you've still got a heck of a lot to learn, boy, so keep at it.
Yes, sir!
See you around.
Wait! I've got a question. Please, just one more. I've been wondering for a while, but never found a good time to ask. I mean, now's not the best time either, but here I am.
Out with it now! I've got pastries to eat!
Even though you're really strong, and you train the #1 hero in the world yourself, no one knows you. You should be super famous.
Yeah, it's interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific reason for that, or what?
He had to like choose that, probably.
I was just never that interested in working as a pro hero.
What?
There was a point in my past when I needed to be able to use my quirk freely without limits. That's the only reason I got my license. It might be better to hear this from Toshi. Allmight, I mean. He can explain everything better than me.
Yeah, okay.
That's it, kid.
Okay.
Keep working hard.
Yes, sir.
Toshi.
Thank you very much again.
Yeah.
Bye for
but
now.
he had to go do something different so he could be unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
He may not look or act like him, but he's still just like Toshinori. The man chosen by my friend. The man who inherited One for All. Who became the very best. Hey, boy. Who are you?
Seriously? Oh, well, I'm,
We're back to
Gotta
this.
bookend it.
Midoriya.
That's not right.
That's not right.
No, it isn't.
I'm Deku.
Oh, okay. That was very funny.
Together, Toshinori, until the day you pass on into history. Until the day that the hero Deku is celebrated around the world as the new symbol of peace.
Yeah.
Yay. Listen up.
Listen to me.
Holy crap!
It's funny that their teeth are different. I didn't realize that.
I've gotten used to this and I can't get back the right way. Did you not hear me? I'll kill you both. I'd like to see you try, pretty boy. What did you call
There we go.
Awesome! You got to face actual villains? I'm super jealous!
That's so
Well, I didn't
funny.
fight. All I did was help people evacuate and provide logistical support.
I mean,
That's
very
helping.
important.
So much fun! I spent basically the whole time trading and cleaning the ship deck. Though there was this one day we caught a bunch of drug smugglers.
Okay, that's cool.
What about you, Ochako? How was your week? I'd say that it was very enlightening. I think she found her fighting spirit.
Oh my
Yeah, that
goodness.
battle hero must have been something else.
She's just
Week, she's like a
powerful.
totally different person.
Different? Don't be fooled.
All
Kamina.
right.
All women are demons at heart. They just hide their true personalities behind pretty faces.
What the heck did Mount Lady do to you?
Adam just
Everyone
cleaning
in my
her
internship
apartment.
Loved me. It was actually kind of great. Now, if you want to talk about the ones who really changed, it was those three.
Oh yeah, the
interesting.
hero killer.
Glad you guys made it back alive. Seriously.
I worried about you too.
You were lucky
Meanwhile, they
Deku showed
actually
up to
took
save
him
you.
down.
Yeah, like it was actually fine.
Just what
They jumping me! They jumping me!
I'd expect from the number 2 hero.
Yeah, that's right. He saved us.
This is so hard for them.
It made me so mad. I was like, they need
that he
to.
was somehow connected to the
Recognition!
Can you imagine how frightening it would have been if that creep had been there when they attacked the USJ?
He's scary, yeah. But did you see him in that weird video? It's all over the internet.
I didn't even know there was a video of him.
Yeah. Stain's a pretty evil villain, but like super tenacious. He's almost kind of cool, don't you guys think?
Yeah, see, this is where people are. Everybody's starting to kind of be like, he's kind of cool though.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay. You're fine.
He literally
It is true.
paralyzed his
A
brother.
tenacious villain. I understand why people might think he was cool. But instead of helping the world, his beliefs led him to cold-blooded murder. No matter his motives, killing cannot be condoned. To keep anyone else from suffering like me, well, I promise I will strive to be the perfect hero.
Yeah, let's do it!
It's
That
time
sounds
for class to
attainable.
begin. Everyone, please take your seats. Let us
back.
work.
This is your fault for talking about weird stuff.
Sorry. Gonna keep my mouth shut.
Like seriously.
Classic
Couldn't have
Ida.
waited 2
Till I'm able to
seconds.
call myself a real hero, I'll leave my left hand as it is. Way to go.
It's so funny. I told Montana that that's like an anime thing that happens, is like leaving an injury in order to like, you know, like represent like something that you need to work through. And then once you've worked through it, you get to like heal yourself. And I explained it in detail and gave examples. And then we got to that point in the show and she was like, well, if you want to be the best hero, why don't you just have both arms fully able?
I'm just saying,
I know what you're saying. It's just, you're funny.
I don't buy it.
Uh-huh.
I am here! Hope you're ready to return to our lessons. Today it's Hero Basic Training. Feels like I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Now then, listen carefully for what's in store.
Why are
We're
we
going to be
using the
conducting
full
a little
Allmight
race.
suit?
Take everything you've learned.
What do you mean? Nobody knows besides Deku.
I know, but
I
he
think
needs his power.
oftentimes when it's in a classroom setting, almost ignore that the limit exists.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because like it's kind of just he's in class form.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen carefully for what's in store. We're going to be conducting a little race. Take everything you've learned from your internships
A
and
race?
apply it to this rescue
Okay.
training.
If it's rescue training, then shouldn't we be at the USJ
Deku.
instead?
Ah, that facility specializes in disasters. As I said earlier, this is a race. So, prepare!
A
You're
rescue
about to step
race.
into Field Gamma. Inside is an area full of factories that form an intricate labyrinth. So good luck finding your way around. You'll be competing in groups of 5. Each person starts from a different location on the outskirts of the model city.
Oh, boy.
I'll send a distress signal, and you do what you must to rescue me. Whoever finds me first wins. But try to keep the property damage to a bare minimum, please.
Why are you pointing at me?
All right, first
Guess.
group, get to your places.
Ida hasn't completely recovered yet, right?
Wait, so the
He
team
should
of
sit this
5,
out.
they're competing
Everyone in
against
this
each
group
other.
has
Yeah.
really
It's
good
more
mobility.
groups
Sets
of
of
5.
5.
Yeah.
I see.
I'd say Midoriya's at a heavy disadvantage against those 4. That's what I think.
Okay.
Moving around quickly isn't really one of his strong suits, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And whenever he uses his powers, he always gets badly injured.
Who's your pick? I'm betting on Sero.
I was so
yeah?
hyped for this scene.
I got odds on Ojiro.
I choose Ashida, cause she's got a super athletic body.
I know Deku will be last.
Even if he's still recovering, I think Ida's got this one.
Is everyone ready?
Like, I was like, oh, they have no idea.
No. I'm very excited to see what everyone thinks.
Yeah.
Of Deku's new.
In a maze like this, it makes sense to be above everything else.
Yeah.
So that means Sero's had an advantage because he can take to the sky.
It's like this course was built with me in mind.
That's so cool.
I can win!
Even Allmight.
Whoa! Midoriya? Since when can he do that? What? No way!
The way he's
It was
propelling
a
himself
productive
through the air.
internship.
Crazy. Those jumps. He looks just like.
Those are my moves. While I spent my time getting groomed at that useless internship, look at him.
He became me.
He's so upset.
That's so funny.
Kidding me?
Shouldn't he be breaking a bunch of bones?
Focus. I can do this. Don't go
Like,
above 5%.
full cowling is such an important thing for him.
Yeah.
I've just got to stay calm and alert.
Oh.
And it's over! Thanks, hero! And congratulations!
Who?
All right!
He slipped at the end.
You're okay, right?
I see. When jumping in an area with unstable footing, I need to be careful where it is when landing. I'll have to
Okay.
remember that.
Just taking notes.
All
right, for next time.
But compared to the start of the year, you all showed me some incredible improvements.
All right.
Keep working and preparing for your upcoming final exams.
Sir!
Group
Nice.
1, leave the field. You're up, Group 2. You surprised me. That was incredible. Find me after class. We need to talk.
Why is he built like that?
What you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
'Cause he's,
I know.
but still.
But
Time has come
wow.
for me to tell you the whole truth about me and One for All.
You get the whole truth.
Yeah. Well, no, but yeah.
Of course.
But also,
Of course.
what do you think of that whole scene?
Wow.
The main thing I was wondering about is your thoughts on Allmight and his reaction.
That was so cool. I mean, the fact that he was surprised,
He was like,
like
"That
he
was
didn't,
incredible."
like that wasn't like nice, like great, like you're really coming into like there wasn't any component of like now you're living up to whatever. It was just like, holy shit,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Like the way he like sent everybody away, and then afterwards went up and was like, "Oh my god!" Like under his breath, like that was like
That
I
was
remember
so
just being
cool.
like, "Deku's yes, Deku."
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like prior to this, it was a you're gonna break a bone if you use your power, and now it's just unlocked so much. 'Cause,
Definitely.
Like, yeah. And he's gonna learn the truth of One for All.
Tough training
Yes.
today, huh?
It's the first class in a while that had me
This scene has a Mineta scene.
listening.
Man, I really
I'm gonna give a warning every time. I'm sorry.
Great.
compensate by improving other skills.
Still wish I could use my quirk for speed. I'm jealous of guys like you and Sero.
I wonder what he wants. He sounded so intense.
Hey, Midoriya! You won't believe what I just found! The jackpot! Someone Shawshanked a hole in this wall. A previous generation has given us a gift. You know what's next door, right? This looks into the girls' locker room.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it!
Thank
Hitting on
you.
them like that would be criminal!
Then you'll have to throw me in solitary confinement because you can't stop me!
That's the one thing about the show that's a little different is they all are like, Mineta, you suck within the show.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes they'll just not even like pay attention to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I think we're meant to be like, don't be this guy.
Hero's earphone, Jack! What a brutal and precise surprise attack from next door!
Nice.
Thanks, Kyoka.
Despicable.
That's so
We'll close
gross.
up this hole immediately. Why am I the only one he didn't say anything about?
Oh. Oh.
And that's the extent of that, but yeah.
Oh, but that is so interesting.
It's me, All Might.
Come have a seat.
He seems different.
You went through a lot recently. I'm sorry I wasn't around to help you out.
Oh no, you don't need to apologize for that. More importantly, you mentioned One for All earlier.
I heard that the hero killer swallowed your blood in the attack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
You didn't mention
Korra made
this.
him able to paralyze someone after tasting their blood. Is that what this is about?
Do you remember how I gave my power to you? What I said that day? Eat this! No, not that part.
People love that
I said the key
scene.
was in my DNA.
That's so
That's why you had
funny.
to swallow the hair.
Oh no, so the hero killer now has one for all DNA.
No, he doesn't.
How?
I just thought you might be worried about that, but I see.
It has to be hair?
Didn't cross your mind.
No, but you didn't
One
think of
for
it
all
either.
can
But
only be given to another person if you, the bearer, intend to pass it along. It's
Oh.
not something that can just be
Yeah.
taken by force, although it can be transferred by force. Kind of like
How
this.
does that?
What kind of example is that?
The quirk you now have is unique, and you should know its origin.
ooh,
Okay.
One for all was derived
Backstory.
from another odd quirk, a power that's very old.
derived from another quirk.
Used to be something different?
It's the
The name of
derivative.
that quirk is All for One. It allowed its user to take quirks from others, and the user could keep the quirks for himself or give them to someone else.
What? You mean he could steal powers?
This was back when quirks were just starting to show up, before society had figured out how to deal with the newly powered among them. When quirks first appeared, suddenly it was impossible to say what it meant to be a normal person. Laws and human rights were hotly debated. Civilization's progress stalled. Society decayed.
If superpowers
Got
had
bad.
never appeared, then humans would be taking interstellar holidays by this
Okay.
point. I remember hearing that from someone famous.
Right. During that chaotic period of change, there was one person who managed to rally many people together. He went by the name of his power, All for One. He stole quirks from others. And then, with his overwhelming abilities, he spread his influence across the country. He manipulated people to serve his purposes and committed evil acts with little resistance. In the blink of an eye, he became the leader of villains and ruled.
Holy shit.
Ruled Japan.
Plenty of
Leader
rumors
of
about this
villains.
online, sure,
Mhm.
but isn't that all just made up? It's not mentioned in our textbooks.
Because it's the kind of shameful
Oh.
history people would rather ignore. Anyway, when a person gains true power, they enjoy showing it off to others.
How does this all tie together, though? And what about One for All?
Yeah.
I said that All for One could give quirks to others, remember? He made people trust him or submit to his will by altering their abilities. But apparently, there were many poor souls who couldn't bear the burden of the quirks they were given.
Oh
They
no.
became like mindless living dolls, incapable of speaking. Just like the Nomus are.
Yep.
That's where the Nomus
Meanwhile,
came from?
Some quirks actually evolved as they were
Potentially.
passed on. Some even combined with other power sets.
What?
This evil man had a quirkless younger brother. He was small and sickly, but he had a strong sense of justice.
is this the guy who scratches?
Been more different.
He had a strong sense of justice.
Yeah.
The brother to see All for One's deeds, so he kept resisting him.
Okay.
Then, All for One transferred a quirk to his sibling, one that would allow him to stockpile power. We don't know if it was a gift he was giving his brother, or if he just wanted to force him to submit.
Don't tell me.
So he made
Yes.
him take it.
Even though everyone thought he was quirkless, turns out the brother did have a quirk, though even he hadn't realized this to be the case. He had a useless power that only allowed him to pass on quirks. And so the stockpiling ability merged with the younger brother's power. And that is how One for All came to be.
Does that make sense to you?
So the younger brother appeared to not have a quirk.
He was given the ability to stockpile power.
Yes.
Like One for All can.
Yes.
And that would maybe be something that would be a problem. Just one life, like he would die and it would go away.
Right.
But because his quirk is he can pass his quirk on, that means that it merged with that and it started to stockpile across people that he would give it to.
Okay.
So basically, he thought it was just one person could stockpile, but because of the ability to pass on, it became this continuous stockpiling until you get an Allmight.
Okay. And so it's a collection of a bunch of different quirks.
And that is how One for All came to be.
I'm going to go back to what he exactly said, but I'm not going to answer any questions.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Even though everyone thought he was quirkless, turns out the brother did have a quirk. Though even he hadn't realized this to be the case. He had a useless power that only allowed him to pass on quirks. And so the stockpiling ability merged with the younger brother's power.
Yep.
And that is how One for All came to be. I've always found it ironic that justice so often spawns from evil.
Wait, hold on! I understand how One for All came about now. But this bad guy must be long dead by this point. So why are you bringing him up?
One who steals quirks has no limits. Anything's possible. There are quirks that halt aging. He probably has something like that.
Oh, that's wild.
The symbol of evil seemed pretty much immortal. But the state of the world at the time and the huge difference in their combat abilities. The younger brother decided to entrust this new quirk to future generations. Even though he couldn't defeat All for One, he hoped One for All would continue to grow in power until it was strong enough to stop his older brother.
Wow.
Eventually, it was my turn, and I managed to defeat All for One. At least that's what I thought. But he survived, and is now back in action as the brain behind the League of Villains.
Okay.
This is why when you were like, wait, did he fight him? I didn't want to quite say.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, he fought him and beat him.
Wow.
And is now back in action as the brain behind the League of Villains.
Didn't actually kill him.
Yep.
So now you know. The entire purpose of One for All is to defeat All for One.
Okay.
Since Holder, you may one day have to fight against this great evil yourself.
Like,
because I failed.
Deku will.
Yeah.
I know you didn't expect this, but
I'll do my best! I'll do whatever you ask, no matter what it might take. As long as you're with me, I can do anything. I know you'll have my back.
Come on. Tell him.
Oh, but he's not going to be around much longer?
I will say nothing.
That's not how it'll happen. Our futures are... He won't understand.
Well, he's going to know something's up from this interaction. Or maybe not.
Just said thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, young Midoriya. But by the time you face him, I won't be by your side anymore.
Wow. Okay.
What do you make of that?
Like by the time that... Okay, I don't know if...
My vague intuition was correct. There's a post-credits scene.
Well, it's almost time for summer vacation. Don't get too excited. You can't just relax an entire month.
Does that mean...
You'll be training while you're camping in the woods.
I knew it! All right!
Okay.
Over! Fireworks! Rings!
And s'mores!
We've been training in cities. These will be very different conditions for most of us.
Training at
No matter
camp.
what environment, we must always remain vigilant. Yes, very wise.
Hanging out with everyone all summer? I'm so excited!
However, those of you who don't pass the final exam before the semester is over will have summer school.
Everyone do your best!
This is so stupid.
Oh, you girls better pass this thing!
Even though what Allmight had to tell me was mind-blowing, my daily life is continuing as usual. And despite everything, my goals haven't changed. Now that I think about it, Allmight didn't really say anything specific about himself.
Yeah, didn't really mention any specifics. He
No.
said he won.
Stain. I didn't think he'd get caught, but everything else went pretty much as expected. Now that he's viral, those who want to wreak havoc, or who simply sympathize with him, will seek out the League of Villains as a way to satisfy their urges.
Okay.
Tomura Shigaraki will be put in a position where he must unify many new recruits.
I believe things would move faster if you were to talk to them yourself, though, Master.
Then you had better hurry and fix my body, Doctor.
If only we'd gotten our hands on the super regeneration quirk 5 years earlier. Now that your wounds are all healed, it can't really do anything to help you. So he's to unite the League of Villains. I wonder if the child can pull it off. How much has he really grown?
He'll do well, even if I have to work him to the bone. It's the only way he'll be able to take my place. He was born with the twisted mind needed to become the next me. I hope you're celebrating while you can, Allmight, because very soon, this temporary peace will come to a violent end.
Okay.
Then we have Midoriya paired with Bakugo. And their opponent is...
No way.
I am here to fight.
And it looked like from the image we saw of Allmight that it looked like Allmight had primarily fucked up his head. Like the rest of his body was intact and there was just that massive pool of blood around his bloody stump head for that to be still that way.
But this confirms he's alive.
Yeah, that he's still alive and he's having his body be fixed.
Yeah, we'll discuss that more in our post-episode discussion. But thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you're excited for more episodes of My Hero Academia coming every Sunday and Friday. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes now, they're all posted in their extended full-length forms. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our amazing Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions we answer after every episode we watch, join the link in the description below and we'd be happy to answer them. For now, let's go to question 1. Okay, Jinchuriki87 asks, we now get a true glimpse into the power that is all for one. He can take anyone's quirk, meaning literally endless quirk possibilities. He even survived the fight with Allmight that Allmight thought he'd won. What kind of threat do you believe he still poses?
He seems like a pretty serious threat, both because he was able to survive that kind of beatdown and has kind of been reforming in a different way while his body's getting fixed, which just shows how dedicated of a villain he is. I feel like there's some villains who just do bad things because it's convenient and fun, but he's really going out of his way and trying hard.
And he's immortal. He's lived for a long time.
Yes. The thing that concerns me about the idea of anyone fighting him is, could he not just take whatever quirk? Could he not take One for All back? Because if your whole thing is stealing quirks, anyone who fights him is at risk of having their quirk stolen. And if that were to happen and it reverse splintered, I don't know what that would look like.
I'm just not going to respond to that, but
nice.
It's good observations there. That's a response. I'm gonna keep going. Let's go to question 2. But yeah, you're seeing him as a threat. Okay. Question 2. Marcubel Jaden asks, why do you think All for One gave his little brother the One for All quirk?
My initial thought is big brother sees that their younger brother doesn't have something that they have in excess. Why would you not share a little bit? And the answer is because he's the fucking worst. So immediately not on the table anymore. So that to me means All for One had something to gain from either splitting it up or just having another person with that power. But then theoretically the brother turned on him.
The brother always was fighting him prior to getting One for All.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let me put it this way. I don't know why he gave his brother One for All.
Okay.
I still speculate. I'm why would you give him this really powerful quirk?
Maybe it was kind of a giant fuck you, because All for One didn't know that the brother had this secret quirk, because the brother didn't even know that himself. He just thought he was genuinely quirkless. So then the most disrespectful, irritating thing you could possibly do is give him a quirk that he can't use.
He could use One for All.
The ability to pass on quirks when he doesn't have one himself.
He already had that power prior.
Right, but that wasn't known.
It wasn't known that he had the power to pass on quirks. Then his brother gives him a powerful quirk, One for All, that he could use.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Do you get how that works?
Yes, I see.
Or he gives him a power accumulation quirk that mixes with his passed down quirk, so every time that somebody gets it, they have power.
It's being compounded, but that wasn't intentional.
That was not intentional.
Okay.
But the initial power is I think was a very far less powerful version of what All Might does, basically.
Right, yeah.
Is what I think. I just don't know.
That makes sense.
And then maybe it was because he was like, well, you're not powerful enough to beat me with this. You know what? You're not powerful at all, but I'm going to give you a quirk just so I can beat you even when you have a quirk. But he didn't anticipate he can pass this on and it'll get stronger.
Quirk. Yeah.
And that's what if he had known that, he probably wouldn't have done that, is my thought.
Like in some kind of like battle situation where someone like gives their opponent a knife because I don't need you to be unarmed because I'm such a better fighter than you.
Kinda.
Where it's like a disrespect thing.
I think
it's like I'm so much better than you that I can help you.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't quite. But you know what I mean? How like even that solution, when you think about it, it doesn't quite make sense.
It's
why he would give him such a crazy powerful power.
It is unbelievably cruel.
But like, why would you even give him a chance? Like, I don't get. I think there's something bigger at play. I don't know. We'll see.
I disagree. I think it's kind of like a cat playing with a mouse. They're not going to kill it right away because they enjoy the idea that it can get farther away and then they can just go catch it again.
Maybe?
Like, yeah, he just wants to watch.
Like, he's already doing that. Like, why would you rise up another thing to beat you? I don't know. One for all is not. Like, that power accumulation quirk is no joke. Like, I don't know why he would do that.
What if maybe he was so sick of hearing his brother be like, no, you can't take people's power. No, you can't take people's power. And he knew that the thing that his brother was like most insecure about was not having quirks. So he was like, oh, you think you're so much better than me because you would never take someone's quirk. You just say that because you don't have the actual ability to. I'll give you the ability to take people's quirk. See what you do with it.
He doesn't have it though. One for all, you can't take people's quirk.
Fuck, never mind.
Yeah,
then.
no. I like your logic though, but no. He can pass it.
But how does he accumulate the powers that are being passed down?
I'm not sure. That's the question mark I have, is how is it a power accumulation quirk if he can't pass it down? Like, how does he? My thought was potentially like, it was a power accumulation quirk. Maybe All for One made it stronger and stronger by himself by accumulating power and then gave it to him when it was at like 5 power, and then when he passed it down it got to 10 to 20. You know what I mean? Like,
but how are those powers being added?
I'm guessing that
I'm not understanding.
All for One maybe did take their quirks away to use as power. I'm not sure. I don't really know.
Yeah, it seems to me like, I don't know exactly how, but it seems like All for One is forcing his brother to be in his position to see like, see, you're gonna do the exact same thing I did, but
he hasn't given him the power to take away quirks, so I don't
somehow
know.
Quirks are being accumulated. I don't know how that's happening, but I feel like whatever component is allowing quirks to be added gradually was like a very deliberate, like, you think you wouldn't do this. I really deeply need to know the method that One for All gets like passed down and grown by.
Well, passed down, it makes sense, because then he's accumulating other people's power as it goes along.
Right, but he gave it to Deku, who didn't have power.
Yeah, so he just inherited all the power All Might had.
Right, okay. Very interesting.
Okay, I got it. I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
The power stockpiling is a physical stockpiling power, where there's no limit to how much a person can work on their body and get stronger. And the reason why it became like almighty is because you take like 9 people spending a lifetime fully working and combine all that power and it just multiplies.
Okay.
So the stockpiling is he wasn't that powerful. Like, he literally said he couldn't beat All for One because he was not that powerful. But as it went down the line, it got more and more powerful.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, let's go to our final question. Okay, final question. Miss Breadloaf asks, during the race with Class 1A, Bakugo notices that Deku is moving just as he would, exactly the same. Do you think Deku will keep being inspired by Bakugo and the rest of his classmates and apply it to his own quirk? Do you think maybe he has some self-discovery to work through and to come up with some moves of his own? Because like, I feel like it's almost still like fanboy behavior to like be taking other people's moves rather than making your own.
I guess, but it's not really taking someone else's move. Like, propelling yourself via rocket is not like unheard of before Bakugo, and he's not using fire or an explosion technique. I think he's definitely going to continue to draw inspiration from everyone and everything, as he should.
Yeah, I agree.
The whole thing about having such a unique power is you have to be creative. And if you're not observant, you can't be creative. So I don't know, like I don't necessarily see that as like a lack of self-discovery so much as like he's already come up with everything that he can come up with at this point. So look outward. Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to use other people's things, but I wonder what Bakugo's going to think of that.
Oh, I think he's going to have a massive problem with it, but I'd take issue with a use other people's things. How is that Bakugo's thing?
That's fair.
Like, that is... It's like that TikTok influencer who was like, I painted my kitchen green and blue, and then she painted her kitchen green and blue. It's... No one's heard of that before.
It's like...
And it's like...
Maybe you're not.
Come on.
Who's ever thought of that?
Like... Yeah. This is not, like, groundbreaking.
Yeah.
With that being said, I do think Bakugo is going to have a massive problem with it for the same reason that original TikTok girl posted.
Well, we'll see if Bakugo has a little meltdown here, but that is it for episode 20 of My Hero Academia Season 2. Are we excited for episode 21?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.